right now a fundamental shift is underway in the cryptocurrency markets. A shift that could be one of the biggest money-making opportunities of your lifetime, certainly of this decade. A shift so fundamental that it could totally change your financial destiny forever if you play it right and give you the financial freedom that you actually desire. In this video, I want to lay out exactly why I believe that this is the case and that this bull run is going to blow everyone's minds. So first and foremost, where are we right now in the markets? I believe that this is the earliest stages of the bull market, not the insane mania blow off top bull market phase. The earliest phases. Right now is when the big money gets made. I know we all spent most of 2022 just getting chopped up, and that has given a lot of investors PTSD. People still think Bitcoin's going down to 10K. A lot of money still sidelined. The market is kind of stuck in a state of disbelief at this rally, which has become something of a hated rally because not enough people were on board that train. I believe that the asset prices we are seeing in 2023 will probably be the last best chance, the last year, right? Not saying tomorrow or whatever, but the last year to buy many of these top coins at these kinds of prices. Now, the question I have for you is, where do you think we are in the current market cycle? Well, take a look at this. My personal belief is that we are in the disbelief stage. Now, stage 11, that was probably when the FTX collapse happened. Stage 12, depression, that was December. Pretty sad time in the crypto markets. Look, markets go through cycles, and buying low and selling high is basically the only way to win at this game. Here's the sad truth though. Most investors only buy at stages 5 and 6 during the euphoria times when it feels safe. But that's actually the most dangerous time to buy. And very few investors buy at the lows, around stages 11, 12, and 13. Yet that's actually the safest and historically, of course, the most profitable time to be entering into the markets. The people buying now are the ones who are going to be selling to those who only enter late in the cycle when all the euphoria and stuff kicks in, having that false sense of security, actually taking massive risks. Now let's talk about the money cycles. You see, one of the biggest leading indicators for market cycles is actually the flow of money, the flow of global liquidity. So as you can see here, global liquidity bottomed out November 2022, right around the time of the FTX collapse, and of course the low for Bitcoin. Fascinating coincidence, isn't it? That is when China, of course, started pumping money back into the system. China started reopening and just dumping truckloads of cash into the economy. A few weeks later, Japan joined them, buying up truckloads of bonds as well. China is still pumping money into the markets, by the way. And if you want some more evidence, here's a chart showing the Chinese credit impulse reversals. The bottom for Bitcoin has basically always coincided with a bottoming of the Chinese credit cycles. Again, this metric just bottomed, and now we're seeing it start to move higher. Likely, of course, marking a cycle low and the start of a new money cycle, which could lead Bitcoin much higher. Now, before we discuss what I believe are probably the two most important factors about all of this, I wanted to let you know about my weekly newsletter. It's called Wealth Mastery. Look, my team and I spend 40 hours every week putting together this beast of a newsletter packed full of alpha on altcoins, decentralized finance, on-chain analysis and charts, technical analysis, airdrops, and much, much more. All of which you can read in about 10 freaking minutes. Our 64,000 weekly readers love it, and I know you will too. So sign up for free right now using the link down below in the description. Now let's discuss what I believe are the two really insane trends to watch that are really just, in a sense, all you need to know when it comes to how crazy the next 20 months are going to be and are going to send the prices for crypto just sky high over the next few years. Look, first we have to look at the supply of Bitcoin. You see, we're in a new era right now. This chart here shows that we are now in a post-peak Bitcoin world. That means the amount of Bitcoin on exchanges peaked in March 2020 when the COVID crash happened. We are never going to see that amount of Bitcoin on exchanges ever again. Stand by the statement. Since that time, the total supply of Bitcoin on exchanges has slowly but surely been trending downwards continually. We went from 3 million to almost 2 million Bitcoin on exchanges in just around 3 years. That means 1 million Bitcoin is bought off of exchanges, taken off, dumped into hardware wallets. The next Bitcoin halving is about a year away. which will cause yet another supply shock as miner rewards are then cut in half, meaning miners are selling half as much Bitcoin every single day. We have BlackRock. They just launched their Bitcoin fund back in August 2022. Fidelity just opened up Bitcoin for its 37 million retail trades, and that happened in January of this year. Look, we're heading for a massive supply crisis for Bitcoin in the coming years. There's simply not going to be enough for everybody who wants it. Owning just 0.1 BTC, not even a whole Bitcoin, is going to seem absurd in a few years. Next, let's discuss this chart right here. And this chart's crazy. This shows that in 2022, we had a little over 200 million crypto users in total. Some estimate that number up as high as around 300 million. But if we continue along the current adoption trend, then we are looking at a billion people by 2025. So let me get this straight. You're going to tell me that another 700 million plus people are about to flood into the cryptocurrency markets in the coming 2 to 3 years, but the prices are not going to spike up astronomically? I don't believe that for a second. Of course prices are going to go up. Look, we are on the road to mainstream adoption. 1 billion users by 2025 and potentially 3 billion by 2030 if crypto follows the path of the internet adoption, right? It's going to become more and more a part of our everyday lives. And I, for one, am not planning on fading hundreds of millions of more people coming into this market. Now, I know what you're going to say to all this. Yeah, those charts are all nice. Make an interesting point, Lark, but come on, man, pay attention. Banks are collapsing. Inflation's still a problem. The USA is going towards like the worst recession ever. New Great Depression's here. I hear you. I know. I've read the headlines too. But here's some food for thought. One, markets have been totally distorted from reality since 2008. Money printing has completely changed the nature of markets. And as this week showed, corporate earnings are still strong. So, the ideas of a mega recession could actually be a bit off base. And in just a few days, we're probably going to get the final interest rate hike too. So there's all that to consider. But there's also an interesting lesson from history that shows that markets don't always behave as you would expect them to, and all the doom and gloom is coming in, right? Look at the 1920s. They're called the Roaring 20s because it was a time of extreme excess. Everyone was getting silly rich, everyone was partying hard at jazz clubs, all that fun kind of stuff. But during that time, inflation was running super hot, like 15%. Hundreds of banks also collapsed. Literally hundreds of banks collapsed in the 1920s. Did you know? That's insane. But what did the stock market do? Did it go to zero? No, it rallied 400% throughout the 1920s, hitting massive new highs in about 1929 before eventually leading to the Great Depression of the 30s, so it was a pretty big hangover from the party, but the 20s were a good time. So just, let's not think about the Great Depression right now. Anyway, remember this one simple truth. Most people will not buy when it feels comfortable. It's just that simple. They're going to wait until prices are at all-time highs before they buy, when everyone's talking about it, when the media's screaming about it, and that is actually the most dangerous time to buy, has the highest risk and lowest reward. And if you're smart, that is when you will be selling your coins that you bought in 2023 to the new people who came into the market, cashing out for millions, sailing away on your yacht with your wife and kids. That's what I want for you. I want you to have that kind of success. My guess on the market top for this cycle will be somewhere in late 2024 or maybe early 2025. And look, here's the reality. You either sell then or you're going to watch your bags drop by 99% in the next bear market. The choice is yours. The choice is yours. Or maybe I'm wrong on all this stuff. You can let me know that down below in the comment section as well. But if you play this right, then you could be looking at a once in a lifetime chance to get rich. That's what I'm thinking, and that's where I'm putting my money. Okay, that's it. Subscribe now. I'll see you next time.